We want to thank all of you so much for being here. Someone asked me if we could have found a smaller room. There's a restroom around the corner, but that's the only room smaller. So thank you all, and hello, Dan Sullivan, and all of you back there, Tim. We're so thankful to have you here with us today. Casper is our home, and we chose to come to Casper to make a very special announcement. We have our children with us today, and I'd like to introduce them. This is Peter Barrasso. And this is our daughter, Hadley Bryans. Hadley's hoping we talk very slowly, so she doesn't have to go back to school. Mr. McBride, you didn't hear that. Uh-oh. Superintendent of Public Instruction, Hadley. You got your name.
I researched it in social studies.
Okay. Very good. Very good. We want to thank you so much for being here. We have been so honored to be able to serve the people of Natrona County and Wyoming. It's been an unparalleled honor and experience for us. And we've been able to do it with Mike and Diana Enzi, which is the best part. They are terrific. You all know them, and they've been Wyoming for a long time. They have been terrific to us, introduced us to people, shown us the ropes in Washington. They are awesome and have made our journey so much better. So with that, I would like to introduce Wyoming Senior Senator Mike Enzi.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. I want to thank all of you for being here. This is really impressive, but nothing short of the kind of support that John ought to have. John is doing a spectacular job in Washington, and he's been doing that since the very first day that he got there. He had the training in the Wyoming legislature to prepare him for that, and he's been able to make the transition to the federal level miraculously. Now, besides the work that he's doing in Washington, of course, he's in Wyoming every day that we're not in session out there. And, of course, that's a 12-hour trip each way in order to do that. So I always say that we work in Washington about 4 days a week, and we work in Wyoming 3 days a week, and it uses up most of a week. And as he will find, vacations are very short, actually non-existent, because when we get that opportunity, what they call a recess, we call that a work period, because we come back to Wyoming and travel during the week and meet the people. We really don't have to do polls, because we talk to more than 500 people in a weekend, and that's usually what the pollsters talk to, so we have a real good reflection. And John adds another level of difficulty to that. I know that he was in Newcastle and Evanston and Sheridan all in one day, and he still made it down to the southern part of the state that weekend, and about 3 other visits, even up in the basin. That's getting around the state. This is one big state, and John really knows how to travel it and meet the people and get the opinions, and he takes that back to Washington and reflects it in legislation. Now, he's a freshman. Nobody ever expects a freshman to do any legislation. John has already done legislation. In fact, he's taken it to it at a little different level. He's got a great political sense, and he's already made New York change some of their laws. He found out from the debates that they were doing something wrong, and so he introduced a bill that would take care of that, and before the bill even got to go through committee, New York realized that it probably wasn't the popular thing to do and changed their law, withdrew what they had been proposing to do. He's gotten amendments through on bills. That's very incredible. He's on some difficult committees. Energy is an extremely important one. He's had some provisions that would actually bring down the price of gas. While we continue to find new sources, without that it's not going to come down. He's taking care of a couple of bills that Senator Thomas had introduced but didn't have a chance to do, the Wyoming Range and the Wild and Scenic Rivers. And I didn't expect that those would get out of committee because he's new. He already had the capability to talk to the people on the committee, iron out things, and even counter some things that were going to be changed there, and got those done in committee. I just can't tell you how impressed I am, and there isn't anybody else that could come and touch the ground running like that, like he has. We have to be sure that we get John back there again for the next 4 years, so that we have somebody that can get something done on key committees for Wyoming. So I'm glad that all of you are here today. Help me send John back to Washington to fill the term.
That was terrific. I don't even need to give it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. With that introduction, I should have had him this morning in Thermopolis, where Bobby and I kicked this off. It is terrific. Thank you very much, Senator Enzi. And he and Diana truly have been just terrific to work with. I'm very blessed to have someone teaching me, helping me, and whenever I need advice on anything, this is the man I go to. So thank you very much for being here to share this very special day with us. And it is great to see so many friendly faces, people that I've worked with for many years. See a couple of people that I've worked on for many years. It's, but for the last 10 months, it's been a real privilege for me to represent the people of Wyoming in the United States Senate. You know me, you know I work hard every day for the families of Wyoming. And I really do try to honor the memory and the deeds of the man I was chosen to follow, but really never to replace Craig Thomas. I mean, remarkable individual. Thank you. In the last 10 months, I've listened carefully, traveled the state, and tried to learn and to be held accountable. And I did all of these things knowing that there was no guarantee of a full term. My appointment included no promises, just the opportunity to serve the people of Wyoming. It's been a great privilege the last 10 months, and now we face an election to determine who will be the United States Senator for the next 4 years. And I think there is still much work to be done for Wyoming's future. And that's why today I am announcing that I am a candidate for the United States Senate. Big surprise. Thank you. I'm asking for your help to carry on the Wyoming tradition of forceful, independent, and effective service for all the people of Wyoming in the United States Senate. And the reason I want to serve are clear to me, and they're the same reasons that I became a doctor 30 years ago. You know, I believe that we have a responsibility to make a positive difference in our community, and a positive difference for one another, and a positive difference for this great state. I'm running to represent Wyoming values, to defend the valuable resources that really make us unique, which are our people and our places, and to work each and every day with everything I have to really improve the lives of all of the people that I'm fortunate enough to serve. This really is about all of us, our lives, our families, our communities, and our future. Mike and I believe that Washington rules, Washington regulations, Washington taxes, Washington spending are out of control, and we, the people of Wyoming and the people of America, deserve better. We do. And Tim Monroe is in the back shaking his head. Yes, yes, yes.